Chosen one, the whispers have started again. You can feel them, can't you? The air shifts when your name is spoken, and your spirit senses it long before your ears ever hear it. They're talking, they're twisting, they're lying about you again. It's the same old darkness wearing a different face, a recycled lie meant to break your silence, to drag you into the pit of their confusion. But God said, "Stay silent," not because you are weak, but because your silence terrifies them. Your peace is power, your restraint is warfare. Every time you refuse to defend yourself, heaven defends you louder. They thought the truth could be buried, but they forgot who buried it. God himself, waiting for the appointed time to unearth it in his way, not theirs. Your name has become a storm they can't contain. You've been misread, misjudged, and misunderstood, yet you keep rising. That's what burns them most. Every rumor they start becomes the background noise of your divine elevation. They think they're pulling you down, but all they're doing is confirming that you're above them. There's no need to explain your heart to those committed to misunderstanding it. God said, when lies spread, don't chase them. Let them echo into exhaustion. The truth doesn't need defending when it's divinely protected. The lie will collapse under its own weight, and you'll still be standing in light, untouched. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this moment for a reason. This isn't just another message. It's divine confirmation that heaven sees how you've been treated. Write 99 in the comments. It's time to release your wish to the universe. Let it be your silent roar, your spiritual fingerprint on this moment. And if your heart is beating faster right now, that's not coincidence. That's energy aligning. So don't scroll away. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here. This is your sanctuary, your confirmation, your reminder that silence isn't weakness, it's sacred power. They can talk, but their words are hollow. Every accusation loses its echo when it hits the wall of your peace. They keep asking, why doesn't the chosen one respond? But what they don't understand is that your silence speaks louder than 1,000 explanations. When you stay quiet, you make room for God's thunder. Every lie told about you becomes a seed for your next blessing, and while they're busy fabricating stories, you're busy building legacy. That's why they can't stop lying. You remind them of what they'll never become. Your calm presence exposes their chaos. Stay still, chosen one. Let them perform. Let them exhaust their tongues and poison their own hearts with the venom they tried to throw at you. You're not supposed to fight back this time. You're supposed to watch what happens when God takes your name and wraps it in his light. Every lie they've spoken is being recorded in heaven's court, and every false witness will soon taste the silence they forced upon you. You've cried in secret, questioned your worth, wondered if you should finally defend yourself, but you don't need to. Heaven is already testifying in your favor. There's a reason your silence feels so heavy. It's divine. It's not the quiet of defeat. It's the stillness before revelation. You're being tested not in noise, but in restraint. The angels are watching to see if you'll keep your peace when your reputation is under fire. Because the moment you do, the truth begins to glow on its own. You're not losing control. You're mastering divine patience. And patience in the spiritual realm is the highest form of strength. They want your reaction because it's proof they can still touch your emotions. Don't give them that satisfaction. Let your stillness be their confusion. Let your peace torment them. Your silence is not absence, it's presence in another dimension. When you go quiet, the universe starts to move. Energy aligns. Doors shift. The truth begins to rise like the morning sun after a storm of lies. Stay silent, chosen one. The world will soon hear what God has been whispering on your behalf. They're at it again, chosen one. The lies are multiplying like shadows at sunset, stretching, distorting, bending truth until even the liars forget where it began. But deep down, you already know what's happening. Every false word spoken against you carries the same vibration of jealousy and fear. They fear what they cannot understand, and they can't understand the one who walks with divine silence. You've grown too calm for their chaos, too radiant for their envy. They can't touch your soul, so they attack your name. That's the only weapon the powerless have, words. But words lose their meaning when you refuse to feed them with reaction. You've learned that silence isn't the absence of response. It's the declaration of wisdom. God told you not to speak because this battle isn't fought with explanations. It's fought in the unseen, in the realm where energy answers louder than defense. Let them talk. Let them invent their illusions. Their lies are temporary clouds passing over your eternal sky. You are not the person they describe. You are the prophecy they fear. Every word they twist becomes another thread in the tapestry of your destiny. This is divine irony. They think they're destroying you, but they're advertising your importance. You were chosen not to clap back, but to rise back. That's why heaven is silent when you're silent. It's not absence, it's strategy. You're not here by chance. You were guided. Every moment that led you here was a divine setup for revelation. The universe brought you to this message to remind you. Your voice is sacred, and your stillness is your weapon. Write your warmest wishes and 99 in the comments. It's your signal to heaven that you trust the process. Speak your dreams into existence through the energy of belief. Don't just wish it, release it. If this message stirs your spirit, don't hesitate. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here among the awakened. You're part of a spiritual army that fights not with noise, but with divine awareness. Every time they lie about you, a piece of their own truth withers away. They're feeding their egos with poison and wondering why their peace is dying. You are the mirror they can't stand to look into, the living proof that light doesn't need validation to shine. They've turned your kindness into stories, your silence into speculation, your patience into weakness. But let them. You're not called to be understood. You're called to be remembered. The ones who misunderstood you today will study you tomorrow. And the same tongues that twisted your truth will eventually testify to your growth. God said, stay silent, because He's preparing a public reversal. When the time is right, everything that was whispered in darkness will be revealed in light. You don't need to announce your innocence. Heaven will make it obvious. Keep walking. Keep glowing. Keep trusting. Every lie is building the stage for your truth to stand taller. The noise around you is not opposition. It's announcement. The chatter means your name carries weight. They wouldn't lie about you if you weren't chosen. They wouldn't care if you weren't divine. The more they talk, the more heaven takes note. Be still, chosen one. Your silence is a prophecy. Your patience is a weapon. You are not losing. You're ascending. Those who lie about you now will soon wish they had kept your name sacred. God's justice doesn't rush, but it never misses. When it comes loud, it comes final, and it comes beautiful. Hold your silence like a crown, and remember, no lie can outlive the truth that was spoken over your life. They feel your energy shifting, chosen one. That's why the lies are spreading faster. When light expands, darkness scrambles. Every time you elevate, the shadows grow louder because they sense they're losing their grip on your name. They're not after your reputation. They're after your silence. They want to break that sacred stillness that confuses them. Because when you stay quiet, they can't read you. They can't control you. They can't predict your next move. That's what makes you powerful. Silence has become your shield, and your peace has become their punishment. You're no longer reacting from emotion. You're responding from revelation. You understand now that not everyone deserves your explanation. Not everyone earns your truth. God said they're lying about you again. But this time, it's not to destroy you. It's to reveal them. Every false story exposes a heart that fears your purpose. You are not being targeted because you did something wrong. You're being targeted because you did something right. Your light made their shadows uncomfortable. That's the price of being chosen. It's never about what they say. It's about what heaven already declared over you. They can twist the story, but they can't rewrite destiny. The divine script for your life is sealed by the Creator himself, written in light that cannot be erased by human gossip. Their lies only confirm the prophecy. You've noticed how people gather when your name is mentioned, how curiosity surrounds you like an aura. That's divine marketing. Every tongue that moves against you becomes an unwilling instrument for your promotion. They talk, and heaven listens. They accuse, and heaven records. They lie, and heaven writes it as evidence. The same mouths that mock you today will one day repeat your truth, word for word, because truth always returns home. Don't be distracted. Stay still. Silence doesn't mean you've surrendered. It means you're under divine instruction. You're in a season where noise would cost you revelation. God is aligning things you can't see, shifting hearts you don't know about, and preparing the exact moment when every lie will collapse under the weight of divine timing. When that moment comes, you won't need to speak. Your blessings will do the talking. The same people who lied about you will have to witness your elevation, unable to explain it, but forced to acknowledge it. Chosen one, there's something sacred about how you endure. You don't chase rumors, you outgrow them. You don't fight back, you ascend. That's why your energy feels untouchable lately. It's not arrogance, it's evolution. You've learned that the truth doesn't panic, and the spirit doesn't argue. You're walking in a vibration too high for their chaos to survive in. They throw words like stones, but you've built a temple from every scar. That's what makes you divine. Your ability to turn betrayal into wisdom and lies into silence. You've reached the level where God himself is your defender. And when God defends, he doesn't argue. He reveals. The truth won't need a press conference. It will arrive like dawn, exposing everything that hid in the dark. The ones who lied about you will start to contradict themselves, confused by their own fabrications. You won't have to lift a finger. The energy around you will do the cleansing. Stay patient. Stay silent. Keep moving like you know you're backed by something greater. Because you are. The silence that frustrates them is the very sound of your ascension. They can't stand your peace anymore, chosen one. That's why they keep speaking your name like a curse they hope will stick. They whisper in corners, build stories from air, and mix truth with poison so their lies sound believable. But you already feel what's really happening. Spiritually, the atmosphere around you is shifting. Their words no longer pierce you because you've outgrown the frequency of gossip. You've become too elevated to be touched by the noise below. When they lie about you now, it only echoes back to them. Their deceit is forming a circle, and that circle is closing fast. Every false word they speak is becoming the wall that traps them inside their own karma. You're walking in divine silence, but heaven is roaring for you. That's why things around you feel strange. People are being exposed. Masks are slipping. The same ones who once smiled are revealing the envy that always lived behind their teeth. It's not coincidence. It's revelation. God is uncovering the hearts that hid behind friendly tones and hollow support. They thought your silence meant ignorance, but you saw everything. You've learned to let God handle what your tongue could never fix. That's wisdom beyond words. It's why your presence feels heavier now, why rooms shift when you enter. You're carrying divine truth quietly, and it unsettles every spirit that thrives on deceit. God said they're lying about you again, but this time, He's letting them, because their lies are leading them into exposure. When you stay silent, you give them enough rope to hang their own stories. You don't need revenge. The truth is already loaded. Heaven doesn't shout. It reveals. There's a reason God told you to stay still, because while they're shouting to be heard, He's positioning you to be seen. When the truth breaks, it won't come gently. It will shatter everything they built with deceit. Every rumor will turn into a confession, every hidden word into evidence. And you will stand there, silent, radiant, and untouched, because you never fought dirty. You let heaven handle what humanity distorted. Don't let your heart grow bitter. That's what they want, to see your light dim. They want proof that their lies can still reach you. But they can't. You've transcended their reach. Your silence isn't a pause. It's a higher conversation between you and God. Every time you choose peace instead of defense, your vibration rises, your aura strengthens, and your destiny moves closer. You're not losing your voice. You're learning divine timing. The world thinks silence is emptiness, but you know it's the sound of something sacred forming. When you say nothing, God speaks in thunder. You've become dangerous to darkness because you no longer need to explain yourself. The truth you carry is too heavy for shallow minds. That's why they gather to discuss you, because they can't touch you. They think their lies will isolate you, but in reality, they're isolating themselves. You're surrounded by divine protection that doesn't make noise, but makes movements. People are shifting away from you, not because you're alone, but because the light in you exposes what's fake in them. And soon, everything false will crumble under the pressure of your authenticity. So remain calm, remain patient, remain holy in your silence. Every word you didn't say is becoming power in the unseen. Every rumor you ignored is becoming proof of your spiritual growth. The more they talk, the more they testify. The more they plot, the more heaven records. Don't defend yourself, chosen one. Prepare yourself. The moment of revelation is near, and when it arrives, your silence will echo louder than every lie combined. The storm is almost over, chosen one. You can feel it, the tension in the air, the strange calm that always comes before divine justice arrives. The lies that once stung now sound distant, like echoes from another lifetime. You've stopped caring about who believes them, because somewhere deep inside, you know what's coming. You've started to realize that the battle was never about what people said. It was about what you'd become if you stayed silent. And you did. You held your tongue when it burned. You kept your peace when it hurt. You didn't let anger write your response. That silence, that restraint, that faith, it changed you. It built armor no words can pierce. You've been transformed into someone who no longer reacts to the storm but commands it. They thought your silence meant defeat, but it was rebirth. Every moment you said nothing, the universe was rearranging things on your behalf. While they talked, you healed. While they schemed, you aligned. While they lied, you evolved. You've reached a place they can't follow, not because you're above them in pride, but because you outgrew the level of consciousness that fuels their gossip. You no longer crave validation because you finally see what it costs. Every explanation is an exchange of energy, and you've learned to keep yours sacred. You realized that silence is not running away. It's walking away with dignity still intact. God said they're lying about you again, but this time it's different. The lies no longer have power because you've stopped feeding them attention. You've learned the truth doesn't need defending. It needs endurance. Every attack refined you, every false word purified you, every betrayal forced you deeper into your purpose. The ones who lied about you were actually helping shape the story that will one day inspire others. Without realizing it, they've become background noise to your transformation. Their hate turned into the fuel that kept your spirit awake when the world tried to numb it. You've grown beyond the need to prove anything. Your peace has become your protest. Your focus has become your fortress. The same people who whispered about you are now watching in confusion, wondering how you're still standing, still glowing, still blessed. That's divine irony. The more they talked, the more heaven blessed. Every rumor pushed you closer to the truth. Every lie positioned you closer to destiny. They don't understand how your name still carries light after so much dirt was thrown. But that's the thing about divine protection. It's invisible until it's undeniable. And so you walk differently now. You speak less, but your presence says everything. You move quietly, but every step is guided by divine precision. The lies that used to haunt you now serve as reminders of how far you've come. The noise is still there, but it no longer reaches your spirit. You've built something within yourself that no rumor can break. Spiritual immunity. When people lie, You no longer take it personally. You understand it's spiritual warfare, not personal offense. You've become the evidence that peace is stronger than proof, and that silence is the loudest sermon ever preached. Still, deep inside, a part of you wonders, how long do I have to endure? But God whispers back, until they realize your silence was never weakness, it was prophecy. So keep walking, chosen one. Keep listening to the quiet within. The truth is gathering momentum, preparing to reveal itself not through your words, but through your life. And when it does, it won't just clear your name, it will crown your spirit. The moment is near, and heaven is watching closely to see if you'll stay still just a little longer. Because your silence is about to speak in ways words never could. It's almost time, chosen one. You can sense it. The air feels different, heavier, electric, with something divine. Heaven is no longer whispering. It's preparing to act. You've carried this silence like a cross, and now it's turning into your crown. The lies that were meant to destroy you have become the foundation of your testimony. You didn't need to shout to be heard. You needed to endure to be seen. God saw every moment you bit your tongue when you could have defended yourself. He saw how you swallowed pain and turned it into patience. He saw how you let them speak while you stayed still. That silence became sacred. It became proof of trust. And heaven always rewards trust. The truth is already moving, silently but powerfully. While they're still gossiping, something divine is shifting behind the scenes. People who believe the lies are starting to feel uneasy. Their spirits can sense they were wrong about you. The energy around your name is changing. It's as if heaven is erasing every word they ever spoke and rewriting it in gold. You may not see it yet, but God is orchestrating a reversal that will silence every tongue that rose against you. And it won't come through revenge or confrontation. It will come through elevation. When God lifts you, the same ones who lied will have to watch. They won't be able to explain how everything they said vanished into dust while you stood untouched, radiant, and chosen. They'll wonder why nothing they said stuck. They'll question why people they tried to turn against you are now drawn to you. That's divine justice. It never asks for permission. It simply arrives. You didn't respond because you trusted the process, and now the process is responding for you. The same silence that made them mock you will make them bow their heads in realization. God is not just clearing your name. He's transforming your silence into a weapon of truth. Every unspoken word has been stored in heaven's archives, and now those words are becoming manifestations of restoration. The ones who lied will watch you thrive, not to humiliate them, but to educate them on what grace truly looks like. Your silence broke a cycle. If you had defended yourself, you would have stepped down to their level, and you're too evolved for that. God wanted you to stay quiet because your voice was meant for greater things than defending against lies. Your voice is for healing, for teaching, for prophecy. So he kept you hidden, muted, not as punishment, but as preparation. He was teaching you how to master emotional control, how to rise above human noise. Now you understand that true power doesn't announce itself. It arrives fully formed. The silence they mocked became the cocoon where your next form was being born. Chosen one, you've reached the moment where explanation is unnecessary. You no longer crave to be understood, because understanding is not your reward. Peace is. You no longer seek to correct the story, because the story is being rewritten by divine hands. Soon, the same mouths that cursed your name will speak blessings without realizing it. The same energy that tried to bury you will lift you. The same room where they laughed at you will witness your transformation. You'll walk in silence, but the atmosphere around you will scream vindication. The truth doesn't need your voice anymore. It has your life as its loudest testimony. You were never fighting people. You were fighting principalities, energies that couldn't stand your light. But now, even those energies are retreating. The lies have run their course. They're out of power. The storm is losing its sound because you've already won the spiritual battle. Your peace has become your fortress, your silence your sword. You've proven that not responding is not weakness. It's wisdom refined through divine fire. The noise fades, the air clears, and in the stillness, your truth stands like dawn after a long night. This is what it means to be chosen. Not that you never get lied about, but that no lie can ever outlive your light. The next time they speak your name, chosen one, it will carry a different vibration. The tone will change, the words will soften, and even your enemies will begin to respect what they once rejected. You won't need to remind them of who you are. They'll feel it. They'll see it. The truth will no longer need to be proven. It will simply exist, undeniable and divine. And when that happens, you'll understand why God told you to stay silent. Because silence wasn't your punishment. It was your preparation for the moment when truth finally speaks, without you ever having to say a word.